UNC-Chapel Hill, Duke, and NC State, three nationally top-ranked universities in North Carolina's Triangle area. These institutions are renowned for the educational opportunities they provide. But what's also known on these campuses is that the students are predominantly white. For black male students in particular, representation is scarce, and it can be difficult for some of the black males who are enrolled to want to stay all 4 years.
Mimi Nina Aitwa Ilud Baru, Mimi Ni Kisingera.
Ilud Baru is a sophomore at UNC-Chapel Hill majoring in global studies and biology with a chemistry minor. The number of black male students like him at UNC is low. They only make up about 3% of the total student population. And retention rates for black males at the university have been in the 60% range for years, compared to graduation rates of more than 80% for everyone else. When making the decision to come to UNC, Baru says he thought he was coming to a place where he belonged.
The atmosphere that I thought I was receiving when I did tours or talked to people about it, it felt like very welcoming.
But unfortunately, he says he got something else, specifically when faced with the controversial issues of race and Confederate history on campus.
Going through issues of Silent Sam or hearing about name changes of buildings and the Kenan Stadium.
And as a black male at a top-ranked university, your presence often comes with the stereotype that you're there as an athlete.
It seemed like because we were just a group of males there that we had to be part of some sort of sporting team. People came up was like, are you the football team? Are you the basketball team?
It can be frustrating for black male students to have the assumption that they're athletes just thrown upon them. But in reality, students like Baru will only be stepping on an athletic surface until graduation, when he is handed his degree right here in the middle of Kenan Football Stadium.
Kind of just jumping to the conclusion that if you're a group of men of color just in Chapel Hill, it must be due to sports, not due to your own academics or intelligence.
Programs on campus aim to help minority students get more acclimated to campus life, has proven effective in making black males want to stay put. At UNC, the Men of Color Initiative has helped students like Baru better embrace their Carolina experience. Baru participates in a work-study job where he mentors a young student in the area, something he says he wouldn't be doing without the Men of Color program.
It's where I devote a lot of my time now, so that's a very jarring thought to think about. I wouldn't have as great as a resume as I have right now.
Recruitment Program Specialist at UNC's Office of Diversity and Inclusion, Rachel Tates, describes programs that help minority students.
The biggest thing we do is Achieving Carolina Excellence, or ACE for short. It's kind of just a little bit of a refresher from orientation as far as the resources that are available to them, also getting them connected with other first-year peers.
Tate, who is a graduate of UNC herself, believes in the programs based off what she experienced as a student.
I just saw the great impact that the programs that we do have for showing students that they can be a part of this university, and it's not some mystic thing that they're not qualified to be a part of.
Without Men of Color and other such programs, Baru says it would have been hard to get involved due to feeling isolated.
It's never a certain thing usually, it's just some groups are and some aren't as welcoming as others.
Only a few miles down the road from UNC is Duke University in Durham, the only private top-ranked school in the Triangle. Duke's class of 2021 profile shows 13% of enrolled students in the class are black. The university did not disclose how many of those students are black males. However, the National Center of Education's statistics show black females significantly outnumber black males nationwide. Jayshawn Page is a first-year student at Duke. Page says he debated between going to Howard University and Duke for college, and although he would have loved attending a historically black college and university, he says he still thinks he made the right choice by coming to Duke.
Howard would give me the cultural experience that I wanted, the one that I was used to, but here it would not only broaden my horizon of what I thought was my culture, but allow me to receive the education I need for my future workforce.
Page admits he also gets hit with stereotypes of being an athlete, mostly from visitors, but he says he focuses on being positive and meeting different groups of people.
I've always had the mindset that once you are in a place, then that is also your space. So because this is an institution where I attend, this is not only their university, but it's my university as well.
Page credits the Mary Lou Williams Center for Black Culture for providing a space where he can enjoy the company of his peers on campus. He says other activities and organizations on campus that he enjoys wouldn't work without it.
All these things would not be possible without the Mary Lou Williams Center or just like Duke, other groups in general, like backing us up financially.
Despite the university's support, black males at top-ranked universities often face self-inflicted pressure. It's the feeling that they must do more and perform above and beyond to exceed others' expectations.
Because I am black, because I'm a black male, because of where I come from, I have to make sure that I show out in all of my endeavors, so they never judge me once about the quality of everything that I'm producing.
Page says Duke and other predominantly white institutions could do more to attract black male applicants. Things like going into rougher neighborhoods.
If you start to catch them where they are in their natural environment, you can show them something different, and that'll get more qualified applicants, like black men, that can go to this institution and thrive.
In the heart of Raleigh sits North Carolina State University. This top-ranked university is known for its science and engineering majors. But what it has in common with its competitors in the Triangle is the issues facing its black male students. In the fall of 2014, black males only made up a little more than 3% of the student population, and the number has been dropping each year. Third-year animal science major Jordan Bullock works in NC State's African American Culture Center and is part of the Black Male Initiative Village on campus. Bullock did not mince words when talking about NC State's lack of diversity.
I feel like NC State pushes for diversity and inclusion when they don't really have either. I would tell the chancellor we need diversity.
Bullock says he enjoys his classes and feels satisfied when he gets good grades back on his assignments. But he says each year he seems to face another racial incident on campus.
My first year, one of the residence halls, there was a group chat full of white students that felt comfortable using the N-word to describe us as students. They called us monkeys.
Like Baru and Page, Bullock credits the Black Male Initiative and African American Culture Center for helping him get involved on campus and giving him different opportunities.
For the Black Male Initiative, it's provided professionalism, it's provided leadership training, it's provided networking skills that I haven't had before.
But being one of the only 2 black male students in his major can be tough, and at times, Bullock says he feels he's treated differently.
We have to work twice as hard in the classroom to obtain the resources that we need as students, like tutors, help from professors.
With both Baru and Bullock being at their respective universities for more than a year, they have both had thoughts of leaving at one point.
I remember going home and talking to my friends back home about how I was planning to leave Carolina soon, or at least I was definitely on the top of my mind about doing it.
So every year I consider transferring, and it's my junior year. I've had 2 close friends that have transferred my first year and my sophomore year to different universities, and they feel much more comfortable and safe at their universities.
When it comes to transferring out of a predominantly white institution, some black males opt for historically black colleges and universities. North Carolina Central University is one such HBCU, and it's also located in the Triangle. The director of the Men's Achievement Center at NC Central, Roderick Heath, says he's heard from a student who left his college in Asheville in favor of Central due to similar issues that Baru, Page, and Bullock have described.
He would see instances where Confederate flags would be flying around. He was like, why am I here? And so he said, I know if I go to HBCU, I know I'll be around people with like experiences.
And it was mentally draining to be the spokesperson for all black students in a mostly white setting.
When he would disagree with some of the notions, it's like him against 80 people in the classroom, and it's like, that's a big challenge within itself. You're like, man, I don't even feel like going to class today.
Heath says it can be easy for some black male students to just be done with it all.
With black men, once we tap out, it's hard to tap back into what we like, because once we lose love for stuff, black men will just hang it up and walk away from it.
Regardless of the institution, it's clear that black male students benefit from having mentors and initiative programs who look like them. But having black professors in the classroom can also go a long way. Baru takes Swahili courses as part of his global studies major and can really relate to the African professors who teach them.
If I understand that this is tough on me, I know at some point it was tough for them because most of my Swahili professors, their native language was an African language, you know, and they had to learn English.
So what could UNC do better to help with retention of its black male students? Baru suggested more access to people that look like them.
Set up more like programs or day meetings, you know, like get them face to face with one another. Let them see that they have, you know, a community around them.
When asked if they would tell a high school student to attend a top-ranked, predominantly white institution, all three students said yes, but each had their own form of warnings they say they didn't get when they were entering college.
Know the community of a PWI and to find a better, like, close-knit community of like-minded individuals or people with similar backgrounds, because I feel like that's what makes or breaks it here.
I appreciate knowing that Duke knows it's not perfect, but it's working to be better.
I would tell them, like, representation does matter, and they want us not to come here. So come on. The more black men we have on campus, the more black men want to apply, the more things change.
Three men, black male minorities, who say they hope to usher in a new wave of representation. In the Triangle, I'm Timothy Jones Jr. reporting.